So I got a shiny new M3 Pro MacBook Pro that is an editing beast. But as powerful as this machine is, it's still limited in what it can do. See, what I'm learning is there are more ways to optimize your editing experience other than just buying a more beastly computer, and that's what I want to talk about today. Sometimes these things just take time and experience to figure out. So even though this might be basic to some people, it wasn't basic or obvious to me. Heck, I'm years in on my journey and finally put some thought in on this. And maybe it hasn't been obvious to you either, which is why I want to talk about it now and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Something I never really put a lot of thought into was the codec in which I shoot my videos in. I think I just saw a YouTuber talk about it in the past when I got my camera, copied what they did, then just set it and forgot it. A video codec is something that compresses and decompresses the footage. It is necessary because uncompressed videos can be massive files that fill up drive space quickly and need very fast read and write speeds. Most cameras have a couple different choices to choose from. And now that I have my new editing machine and want to get the most of it, I think it's worth taking an extra moment to consider what codec I am shooting in because it matters in the overall experience when it comes to shooting and editing your videos. Here's my goal with video creation. I want it to be as easy and efficient as possible. That's why I bought this new laptop, because with my old gear, I was waiting around for things to load, for things to buffer, for proxies to be created. The seconds and minutes add up when you're trying to get a lot done all at once. For example, my old laptop is still pretty dang good, and I can edit 4K video on it. But once I start to add text or stack the videos, it slows down. So I had to make proxies, and that doesn't take too long, but it takes time. And on my main YouTube videos, where I often create 30+ B-roll clips, then I had to make proxies for each one of those, there's a lot of waiting around. And even still, on the older machine, when I'm adding markers, transitions, and trying to make fast cuts when I'm in the zone, sometimes my ideas never got created because the lack of speed while editing snuffs out my creativity. My ideas are limited with what this computer is capable of. With this laptop, I don't need to make proxies. I don't need an SD card reader. So far, it has helped me become more efficient. I record my idea, copy the videos directly to my laptop, and start editing in full quality. It's beautiful. But like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's not perfect either. When I first started editing and adding effects on this laptop, since I don't truly understand what was happening, I was surprised that even on this computer, adding effects like watercolor or pencil sketch bogged it down. I started questioning why. Why is it going slow? Is this computer not fast enough? Then I had a realization that maybe the codec I'm shooting in had something to do with it. Because when you think about it, the reason the creator I must have watched chose the XAVC-S codec was because it strikes a fine balance of compression and quality, right? You can record for a long time on a cheap SD card, and you can edit it pretty well with your computer. Makes sense. It's a safe recommendation. But after doing some research, I realized the less you compress your videos, the less your computer has to uncompress them when you are working on the files, which makes them much easier to work on. Interesting. However, the downside is, number one, since it's not compressing the video, the files are large. And number two, since the files are so big, you need a card with faster read-write speeds and bigger capacities. Since I shoot in 30 frames per second on my Sony ZV-E1, I only have two options, the XAVC-S and the XAVC-SI, all intra compression. The S is for more compression, which allows you to shoot for longer periods. This is what I was told to use, and the SI, which shoots with a less compressed format. A few days ago when I tried to shoot in the SI format for the first time, my camera was like, nope, your current SD card is garbage. Insert your credit card, mister. So realizing these files will be double the size, I bought a 256 gigabyte SD card, $300. Oof. All this just to shave seconds? Well, that's what I'm gonna try and find out. Remember, the seconds add up when you're making hundreds of cuts. So I just got the SD card the other day, and was it worth it? Did it fix all of my problems? The answer is no, but kinda yes. It didn't fix the problems I was expecting it to fix, but it improved things I didn't expect. Let's jump in together so we can talk about it in the comments below. So I have recorded two similar videos, one in XAVC-S codec and the other in the SI codec. The footage is of me exercising for the hope it inspires you to get some exercise today. Take care of your body, my friend. Okay, first off, here's the size of each file. Interesting, right? Since one records in 140 megabits per second, the other in 300 megabits per second, it makes sense it's around double the size. To be honest, I don't really care about the size of files because I delete everything other than the thumbnails once I'm done with a video. It's all over on YouTube now, so I personally don't really care how big the files are as long as I can work with everything just fine. I will say this though, my last video on my main channel was about 100 gigs of footage. In the SI format, it would be at least double that. Whew, that's a lot. Okay, upon first glance, they seem to perform very similarly in my video editor. When I add the watercolor effect to the S format, it locks it right up. When I add that same effect to the SI codec, it locks it right up too. Damn it. The results are the same with the other power-hungry effects. Just FYI, when I set the timeline resolution to 1/4 without doing anything else, they both play just fine. Nice! So initially I was like, damn, working on these is like the exact same. I guess I'm going to return this new SD card. Not so fast. Check this out. When I'm scrubbing on the compressed S version, take a look. Look at the footage. It's moving very fast, but it's not keeping up perfectly, right? Watch me when I scrub the SI file. It's smooth like butter. Damn, that is impressive. And once I started cutting and editing with this file, it's actually much nicer to play with. That is so interesting and something I did not expect. I thought maybe I'd be able to play with the effects more, which I can't, but I am getting nicer scrubbing and the ability to work faster with the files, and that is what I am after. That alone has made this expensive purchase worth it for me. So is it worth shooting in the SI format over the S or XS compression with the smaller files? For me, heck yeah, absolutely. But I do one project at a time. I do a lot of little videos and I can dump them whenever. I have lots of hard drive space to work with for each project. I have enough space on my new SD card, and shaving microseconds while splitting a clip is huge for me. Worth the massive space that the SI files take up. Was it expensive? Yeah. Should everyone buy a V90 SD card? I don't think so. Watch how I edit my footage. Do you edit like that? Do you take out every little breath and pause in every single video? Do you add in lots of text and effects and want to do it without waiting for those split seconds? Is it worth it to click a button to make proxies for you, which are ready by the time you're out of the bathroom and basically have the same speeds to work on that I'm getting? Yeah, probably, but at least now you know, and that's your decision to make. I upgraded my entire computer setup and SD card to speed up this entire editing process so that I can have more storytelling freedom, because that's just the journey I see myself on. On my Sad Life channel, I love to create content to help people find ways to better their lives. And now that I've got this sick computer, I feel like I have more tools to help tell those stories. I love the idea of working on uncompressed footage. It's neat to see how efficient I can make my editing process. Is this all overkill for YouTube? Of course. But who knows where all of this knowledge and testing will take me, or where it might take you. It's fun, it's something to do, and I love talking about it. And I love talking to you about it because you know what? I'm often wrong, and that's okay. A lot of you guys teach me so much in the comments, and that's why I like to put videos like this out there, because if I'm wrong, maybe you can help me find a better way. Then instead of feeling embarrassed about it, for me that's a chance to learn and get better, and then to create more content in which I might be able to help out even more people. So please, if you have any ideas or can contribute to this topic in any way, let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I may have ordered the M3 Max MacBook Pro just for science, because I need to see what all the fuss is about and learn for myself. I don't really understand benchmark stuff. I need real world samples, and that's what I'm gonna share with you. So my next few videos will likely be talking about working with the new Macs, but I'm also really getting back into editing right now, so I'll be talking more about that in the near future. Be sure to check out this video next, or how about this one? See you next time on the Sad Studio.